Over the past 2 decades, Russia's pork industry has grown rapidly and is on par with major pork-producing countries in Europe. With investments in farms and processing plants, Russia produces millions of tons of pork each year for domestic consumption and export. Today, let's explore Russia's most modern pork processing line to see if it is as modern as European countries. Is Russia's pork production line more modern than Europe's? Russia is one of the largest countries in the world, spanning 11 time zones from Europe to Alaska. Its population is around 140 million. Russia is currently experiencing a dramatic increase in pork production to make it independent of any other country. Russia's annual pork consumption has reached a 30-year record of 31 kilograms per capita, a third higher than in 2015. Meanwhile, Europe's pork production infrastructure has a longer history, with older facilities that are constantly being updated to meet current standards. The European Union is expected to produce around 23 million tons of pork in 2022, accounting for 21% of global production. This also poses a major challenge for Russian pork producers, requiring a shift towards modern processing technology. In recent years, Russian pork processing facilities have incorporated the latest technologies, including modern slaughter lines, strict hygiene standards and large-scale meat packing facilities. Before slaughter, pigs are transported from farms to large processing facilities, which are regulated by strict animal welfare laws. Before slaughter, each pig is examined to ensure it is free of disease. Pigs that pass the standards are humanely treated before slaughter, and they are stunned to avoid causing pain. Most facilities in Russia use electric stunning or CO2 gas. Once the pigs are unconscious, they are taken to the processing line for slaughter. The carcasses are soaked in hot water and dehaired using mechanical rollers. Each pig is then eviscerated and cleaned, and the carcass is divided into 2 halves. At this stage, veterinarians and food inspectors inspect the meat for contamination, disease, and quality before it moves on to the next stage of processing. After inspection, the pork is cut into different parts such as loin, ribs, belly, and shoulder. Smaller parts such as ribs and ground pork are intended for domestic and export markets. Many modern Russian meat processing plants use different types of cutting machines depending on the type of meat and processing needs. The plant installs high-power cutting machines to cut pork into 2 or 4 parts. These machines are often used in large-capacity slaughterhouses, ensuring high productivity and great precision. The meat cutters are also integrated with robotic arms to minimize exposure to bacteria. They also replace human workers to do heavier work. In addition to the meat-cutting robot, smart sensor systems also divide the fat and lean ratio to ensure a better cut ratio. Fresh pork products are not only for domestic consumption or export, it can also be processed into sausages, canned pork and ham. These are dishes that Russians love very much, because of their convenience and ease of use in harsh weather. Pork ham products are produced in many different processing facilities, either by hand or industrial means. Different production lines give a distinct flavor. So how did Russia develop its farm model to increase its annual pork production? Russia is famous for its small-scale farms, group farms, or state farms. These are large units from farrowing to selling with up to 6,000 sows in the reproductive cycle. This number is also increasing every year, confirming the progress of the country's livestock industry. Companies in the pork industry are also building pig farms or entirely new pig farming companies to start from scratch. Most of the new farms are fully integrated for feed production and waste treatment, or slaughter and processing. In recent years, pig nutrition has also improved. Most of the feed companies we know in the West have representatives in Russia. Many farms feed their piglets with feed produced in Western Europe and imported to Russia. High-quality feed helps pigs grow better. With the promotion of the state, the pig farming and processing industry in Russia has grown increasingly strongly, not only self-sufficient in food sources but also becoming a major export market for China and North Korea.
Xinjiang has long been considered one of the largest livestock areas in China, with nearly 7 million cattle. The harsh environment, arid climate, and limited water resources pose many challenges for the livestock industry. However, you can see that millions of cows are still growing very well, thanks to the unique and creative farming methods of Xinjiang farmers. Today, let's explore the dairy farming secrets of Xinjiang farmers, China. Xinjiang cattle are raised for both dairy and beef purposes and are raised independently in China. These cattle have strong adaptability, superior grazing ability, and efficient production in the extremely arid and cold environment of northern Xinjiang. More than 7 million cattle are raised in a variety of environments, from pastures to closed farms to semi-natural farms. All apply breeding methods to suit the specific conditions in the region. The biggest challenge in Xinjiang is the arid climate and environment. To cope with this, farmers prioritize livestock breeds that are suited to arid and semi-arid climates, such as the Kazakh cattle. This breed is known for its ability to withstand extreme temperatures and graze on sparse vegetation. You can see herds of hundreds of cows feeding on the remains of the harvested wheat crop in fields. This is not common on American farms, but in Xinjiang, it is the most common winter food source for cattle. Farmers also store hay to feed their cattle during the winter. Some farmers also provide energy and mineral-rich feeds to help make up for the lack of fresh pasture. Xinjiang farmers practice rotational grazing of cattle or divide pastures into multiple areas to prevent overgrazing and allow vegetation to recover. Sustainable farming practices help combat soil erosion, ensuring a more sustainable and long-term livestock industry for farmers. Water resources in Xinjiang are relatively scarce, so farmers use water troughs to effectively provide water for cattle and grazing areas. Clean water must be provided to ensure that cattle do not suffer from digestive diseases or parasites. Many farmers practice mixed livestock farming to save costs, and herds of cows, horses, sheep, and goats can be grazed over a large area. This mixed farming also helps Xinjiang farmers stabilize their income from multiple livestock. Grazing cows and goats together also helps reduce stress in the animals, thereby increasing meat and milk production. In addition to grazing, many Xinjiang farmers also apply modern farming methods in semi-natural farms. Large-scale farms can raise more than 10,000 cows of different breeds in spacious environments. Healthy adults will sunbathe and graze freely, while pregnant cows live in quiet and comfortable barns. Newborn calves are carefully cared for in cozy barns. These large-scale farms often employ local workers to care for the cattle, thus providing income and economic stability for local farming families. In general, despite the relatively harsh natural conditions, farmers in Xinjiang have still successfully developed their cattle farms. Because cattle farming is one of the main economic sectors of agriculture, people bring in large income each year from beef and dairy cattle. In recent years, Xinjiang has become one of China's 4 major milk-producing regions, with millions of liters of milk supplied to the mainland market every year. The meat processing process in Xinjiang processing plants also ensures that animals are not stressed to achieve the best quality meat. All processing stages are equipped with modern machinery to ensure productivity and meat quality. Xinjiang beef is consumed throughout China, especially in the north and west of China, where people prefer beef over pork, so it is considered a main food source for them. All parts of the cow, from the internal organs to the cow's feet, are favored by Xinjiang people because they have unique cooking methods that remove all the bad smells and process them into delicious dishes. Over the past 2 decades, concerns about the impact of modern agriculture on land, water, and resources have caused many environmental challenges. So people are now moving towards sustainable farming practices. In particular, the aquaponics model is considered a highly efficient farming solution, solving many challenges. By using less water than conventional farming, reducing the need for synthetic fertilizers, and minimizing waste, aquaponics promises to produce food without harming our environment. So, what is aquaponics and how does it work? Let's explore it with us now. Aquaponics is a unique farming method that combines aquaculture, the method of raising fish, with hydroponics and growing plants in a soil-free environment. In an aquaponics system, fish and plants are raised together in a symbiotic environment, and they benefit from this combined model. The fish produce waste, which is converted into nutrients that the plants can absorb. In return, the plants filter and clean the water, creating a healthy environment for the fish. This closed-loop system is highly efficient, uses significantly less water than other farming methods, and virtually eliminates the need for chemical fertilizers. Today, aquaponics is practiced all over the world, from small-scale home gardens to large commercial farms. At first glance, aquaponics farms may seem like a complex system, but in reality, the way they work is very simple. They integrate many different components and biological processes to create a sustainable ecosystem. You can see that fish are growing very well in tanks. Their waste is mainly in the form of ammonia. In an aquaponics system, this waste is the starting point of a nutrient cycle that is beneficial to the plants. Beneficial bacteria convert toxic ammonia waste into less toxic nitrates, a process called nitrification. The plants are mainly green vegetables that have a relatively short growing period. Plants absorb nitrates and other nutrients from the water through their roots. As the plants absorb these nutrients, they clean and filter the water, which is then recirculated back into the fish tank. This nutrient uptake supports plant growth and productivity, allowing for a wide variety of crops to be grown. Many aquaponics farms grow a variety of fruits and vegetables, depending on the design of the system and the environmental conditions. Exploring the aquaponics model, you will see that the common components in this system are fish tanks, vegetable growing racks, and water circulation systems. There are also devices that control light, temperature, and humidity, creating a favorable environment for plants and fish to grow together. The aquaponics model has many advantages that make it an attractive choice for sustainable agriculture. These benefits include saving resources and increasing productivity, suitable for many different conditions and regions. It can also be applied from home garden models to commercial farms. One of the most important benefits of aquaponics is sustainability, especially in terms of water conservation and waste reduction. Traditional farming methods can be water-intensive, leading to waste. In contrast, aquaponics is designed to recycle water efficiently. Many commercial farms have revealed that aquaponics systems can produce higher yields than traditional farming methods. By raising fish and growing plants at the same time, the system offers a dual yield. It allows for the production of fresh vegetables and protein-rich fish from the same system, maximizing output from a given space. Plants grown in an aquaponic system typically grow faster and more vigorously due to the constant supply of nutrients from fish waste. This results in higher crop yields and shorter growth cycles, allowing for more productive harvests. Furthermore, the closed environment of an aquaponic system also allows for easy pest control without the need for chemical pesticides. Beneficial insects or manual methods can be used to remove pests. In addition to the benefits, designing an aquaponics model also brings challenges to farmers with limited financial resources. Because the cost of investment in equipment and materials is not small, it is difficult for farmers with limited finances to invest. Moreover, to operate the aquaponics model effectively, farmers need to understand the balance of fish, bacteria, and plants, because this system operates according to biological balance and bacterial activity. If they have knowledge, farmers will know how to choose the right type of plants and fish for the environment in the aquaponics system. To keep the system running efficiently and sustainably, farmers also regularly maintain it to avoid equipment breakdowns and extend its lifespan. The maintenance process also helps reduce equipment replacement costs, benefiting farmers. In recent years, rabbit farming has boomed across Kenya, providing thousands of small-scale farmers with a sustainable and profitable livelihood. Millions of rabbits raised in Kenya have helped this country ensure food security and more sustainable lives for its people. In times of economic challenges in Kenya, rabbit farming has emerged as an alternative source of income that requires little space, investment, and labor. Rabbit farming has become increasingly popular as demand for rabbit meat has skyrocketed in both domestic and international markets. Rabbit meat is prized for its leanness, low cholesterol, and high protein content, making it a healthier alternative to beef, pork, or chicken. This demand has encouraged many farmers to take up rabbit farming, realizing the profitability of the business. In addition, the cost of raising rabbits is significantly lower than other livestock, such as cows or goats, making it an attractive livestock industry for small-scale farmers. For farmers in Kenya, rabbit farming not only provides meat for local consumers, but also exports abroad, especially to European countries where there is high demand for this product. One of the most attractive features of rabbit farming is the relatively low cost of starting a farm. Rabbits require less space and feed than other livestock, and their breeding cycle is extremely fast. A single rabbit can produce multiple litters every 2 to 3 months, allowing farmers to build up their herds quickly. The rapid turnover rate means that farmers can scale their businesses efficiently and generate income within a few months of starting a farm. Unlike larger animals that require extensive grazing areas or intensive feeding, rabbits thrive in simple enclosures such as wire mesh cages, and their diet consists primarily of vegetable scraps, hay, and grains. This makes rabbit farming particularly accessible to Kenyan farmers who may not have extensive land or resources. Therefore, to start a rabbit farm, Kenyan farmers only need a small initial investment in housing, feed, and breeding stock. They can raise a large number of rabbits and generate a stable income. Rabbit farming is not only a source of income for Kenyan farmers, but also plays an important role in addressing food security in rural communities. The nutritional value of rabbit meat provides a healthy and affordable source of protein for families. Rabbit farmers in Kenya say they can provide a steady source of protein for their families, helping to reduce malnutrition rates among children and populations that are often facing hunger. So, how do Kenyan farmers get access to such rabbit farming practices? The success of rabbit farming in Kenya is due in part to the many training and support programs available to farmers. Farmers' organizations or NGOs have recognized the potential of rabbit farming and have provided technical training and resources to farmers interested in the activity. These programs play a vital role in helping farmers learn best rabbit farming practices, including breeding, housing, feeding, and disease management. Furthermore, cooperatives and farmer associations have played an important role in connecting rabbit farmers to markets, both domestically and internationally. By working together, farmers can sell their products collectively, ensuring better prices and more reliable income. In some areas, cooperatives have also set up processing facilities, allowing farmers to add value to their products by producing rabbit sausages, jerky, and other processed meats. Rabbit meat processing plants in Kenya play a vital role in transforming the country's growing rabbit farming industry into a sustainable business. These plants provide the necessary infrastructure for safe and hygienic rabbit meat processing. Modern facilities in Kenya adhere to strict health and safety standards, ensuring that meat is processed for both domestic consumption and export to international markets. The process begins with the slaughter of the rabbits, followed by the removal of skin, viscera, and careful cutting of the meat. Specialized equipment ensures uniformity, while cold storage maintains the freshness of the product until it is processed. Some establishments also offer value-added products such as rabbit sausages, jerky, and other processed meats, which cater to the higher demand of the population. The expanding rabbit meat market is also profitable for Kenyan farmers. Do you know what animal welfare is? It is an important factor in any livestock farm and processing plant. Animal welfare regulations are also set forth in documents to form the general regulations in the livestock and meat production industry. Let's learn about animal welfare in processing facilities in the United States to better understand this topic. Animal welfare is a concept that includes the moral responsibility to ensure that animals are cared for by humans and are treated humanely, taking into account their physical and psychological needs. It includes providing animals with adequate food, water, shelter, veterinary care, and the freedom to express their natural behavior, while protecting them from unnecessary pain and suffering. Many countries have strict animal welfare regulations, requiring humane handling, transport, and slaughter. Failure by farms and processing facilities to comply with these laws can result in legal penalties, fines, and suspension of operations. Animal welfare regulations are especially strictly applied in the US, where animal welfare standards are clearly defined. Compliance with these regulations in the US is mandatory. It helps maintain consumer trust and access to high-end markets. Along with animal welfare comes the use of high technology in the processing industry. The United States is leading the way in this process and has a distinct advantage over other countries in the meat processing industry. The U.S. meat processing industry is equipped with advanced technologies that improve efficiency, quality, and safety, including automated processing lines, the use of robots in the cutting process to ensure precision, and advanced packaging techniques. In addition, the United States invests heavily in research and development to improve the production, processing, and sustainability of the meat industry. Along with animal welfare comes the use of high technology in the processing industry. The United States is leading the way in this process and has a distinct advantage over other countries in the meat processing industry. The U.S. meat processing industry is equipped with advanced technologies that improve efficiency, quality, and safety, including automated processing lines, the use of robots in the cutting process to ensure precision, and advanced packaging techniques. In addition, the United States invests heavily in research and development to improve the production, processing, and sustainability of the meat industry. Unlike other regions, the United States has one of the most stringent food safety systems in the world, overseen by agencies such as the Food, Drug, and Pesticide Administration, USDA, and the Food and Drug Administration, FDA. These agencies enforce strict regulations on meat processing, ensuring high standards of hygiene, safety, and quality. With these differences, meats originating from the United States are always highly valued in the international market. But why is it necessary to apply animal welfare to meat production and processing? If an animal is exposed to acute stress immediately before slaughter, such as from rough handling, it can lead to rapid and excessive glycogen breakdown. This causes an abnormal buildup of lactic acid while the animal is still alive, leading to a sharp drop in pH immediately after death. This also affects human health if consumed long-term. If animals are stressed during handling and slaughter, lower quality meat can be produced, with problems such as pale, soft, exudative meat or dark meat that is hard and dry in texture. Additionally, poor animal welfare can lead to injury, illness, and pollution, increasing the risk of foodborne illness. Appropriate welfare measures will reduce the likelihood of these problems occurring, ensuring safer meat products for consumers. If an animal is exposed to acute stress immediately before slaughter, such as from rough handling, it can lead to rapid and excessive glycogen breakdown. This causes an abnormal buildup of lactic acid while the animal is still alive, leading to a sharp drop in pH immediately after death. This also affects human health if consumed long-term. If animals are stressed during handling and slaughter, lower quality meat can be produced, with problems such as pale, soft, exudative meat or dark meat that is hard and dry in texture. Additionally, poor animal welfare can lead to injury, illness, and pollution, increasing the risk of foodborne illness. Appropriate welfare measures will reduce the likelihood of these problems occurring, ensuring safer meat products for consumers. More and more consumers are concerned about the treatment of animals and prefer to buy products from companies that adhere to high animal welfare standards. Meeting these expectations can enhance a company's reputation and marketability. According to many studies, employees who work in environments that prioritize animal welfare are more likely to be satisfied with their jobs. This can lead to better performance and lower employee turnover. In short, implementing animal welfare measures within processing plants is not only an ethical issue, but also a practical need that benefits animals, workers, consumers, and government businesses. Have you ever seen a scene like this? This is a giant raft moving on the river. It is controlled by a farmer. This is not an ordinary raft, but a unique way to transport bamboo from one place to another far away. It is a way to move millions of bamboo trees without spending any money. So, today, let's explore with us how Bangladeshi farmers transport tons of bamboo in a unique way. In Bangladesh, transporting large quantities of bamboo across rivers is common in areas like Chittagong. The area has vast hilly areas suitable for growing bamboo, and a dense network of rivers makes transportation easier. This does not mean that bamboo is transported by boat, but instead, Bangladeshi farmers use hundreds of bamboo plants to form giant rafts hundreds of meters long. This is done every day on the Sangu River in Bandarban. Skilled farmers, also known as rafters, navigate these bamboo rafts downstream. They use the river current to aid their movement, steering the rafts with long poles. Once at their destination, the rafts are disassembled and the bamboo is sold or transported to factories for further processing. The unique method of transportation is widely used in Bangladesh because it is highly efficient and cost-effective. However, this method only works for bamboo, as the plant has a natural buoyancy, making it easier to float. Apart from this method, Bangladeshi farmers use other methods to transport bamboo. In places where rafting is not possible, bamboo bundles are transported across rivers by boat. In some cases, bamboo is transported via the road network by truck or cart, especially when the destination is accessible by road. Bamboo has great economic value in many developing countries, especially for an agricultural country like Bangladesh. Bamboo plays an important role in various sectors and supports the livelihood of rural communities in the country. Studies have shown that in eastern Bangladesh, bamboo plays an important role in providing employment, especially for the low-skilled rural labor force. To have a thriving bamboo industry, bamboo farms are being planted on a large scale across Bangladesh. The country has a tropical climate that is conducive to bamboo cultivation, opening up opportunities for mass production of bamboo products. Studies have shown that large-scale bamboo production can contribute about $51.5 million to the economy annually, with the potential to increase to $71 million through optimized production. This industrialization process can reduce the country's total carbon emissions by about 14.8%. So, how did Bangladeshi farmers develop the bamboo industry? In Bangladesh, bamboo is mainly grown on rural households and private farms, which account for about 80% of the country's production. Farmers often grow bamboo along the boundaries of their land or on less fertile land to optimize space and resources. Bangladesh Forest Research Institute has advanced tissue culture techniques to develop new, high-yielding bamboo varieties that exhibit superior growth rates and resilience compared to traditional bamboo varieties. Bamboo is a perennial plant. It can grow for decades, even hundreds of years after planting, because when old bamboo trees fall, young bamboo trees will grow continuously, allowing them to grow for many years. A mature bamboo tree usually takes 3 to 5 years. Farmers use specialized tools to cut down each tree to the standard. Farmers in Bangladesh need to harvest bamboo sustainably, as over-harvesting, especially of young plants, will result in weaker bamboo and depletion of the resource. Mature bamboo plants should be harvested, and young bamboo plants should be allowed to grow sustainably. This will also ensure a future for the bamboo industry in Bangladesh. After being transported to the processing site, bamboo is traditionally dried to reduce moisture, prevent rot, and reduce pests. Bamboo is usually sold in bulk to processing units ranging from small workshops to large-scale factories, depending on the final product. Bangladeshis can use bamboo to make furniture, household utensils, or to make paper. In general, processing adds significant value to bamboo, turning it into a higher value product. Apart from domestic consumption, the international market also offers significant growth opportunities for Bangladeshi bamboo products, creating conditions for further development of the bamboo industry. Looking at these lush green fields, no one would think that this was once an aquatic plant that was considered an invasive species in ponds and lakes. In the past, this plant was often discarded by farmers, abandoned to grow crops. However, many Chinese farmers have now become rich from them. So, what kind of plants are these? How do they bring profits? Please join us to explore. Surely many of you confuse this seed with lotus seed, but it is actually called gorgon seed, which is the seed of the water lily plant. This plant grows strongly in Asia, and it brings great profits to Chinese farmers. In provinces such as Jiangsu, Hubei, and Anhui, gorgon seed cultivation has become a profitable industry. Farmers plant hundreds of hectares in ponds, lakes, and shallow water areas. The plant is grown all year round, and the seeds are harvested in the fall. Gorgon seed cultivation is a labor-intensive process, with planting, tending, and harvesting all done by hand. Farmers often have to spend the entire day in muddy waters to harvest the gorgon seeds, which is relatively time-consuming and labor-intensive. You can see, in the green fields, the farmers, mostly local women, are harvesting the gorgons. They wear waterproof protective clothing during the harvesting process. Each gorgon is picked by hand and stored in boats or pots floating on the water. When the pots are full, some people will pull the pots to the shore and store them in larger containers to be transported to the processing area. Almost every gorgon seed growing area in China has processing facilities to produce the highest quality products to serve domestic consumption and export needs. You can see, in the green fields, the farmers, mostly local women, are harvesting the gorgons. They wear waterproof protective clothing during the harvesting process. Each gorgon is picked by hand and stored in boats or pots floating on the water. When the pots are full, some people will pull the pots to the shore and store them in larger containers to be transported to the processing area. Almost every Gorgon seed growing area in China has processing facilities to produce the highest quality products to serve domestic consumption and export needs. At the processing facility, the Gorgon seeds are separated from the fruit and cleaned, then dried and packaged. This is the most common method for Gorgon seeds to be consumed over a long period of time. It can also be packaged directly as fresh seeds depending on market demand. The production of Gorgon seeds is a labor-intensive industry, requiring many workers for harvesting, shelling, and processing. It can provide significant employment opportunities and labor income for the elderly and women in rural areas. In many areas, farmers also combine vegetable cultivation with fish or rice farming, optimizing land use and improving income by producing a variety of crops, providing a stable source of income for local farmers. In recent years, Gorgon seed cultivation has become a major source of income for many farmers in rural China. As global demand for nutritious foods increases, Gorgon seeds have gained popularity as a natural, nutrient-rich food product, thus boosting their market value. In addition to raw nuts, China has developed various processed Gorgon nut products, including snacks, powders, and extracts, which have diversified its products and increased its income from this nut. Every year, China produces thousands of tons of Gorgon nuts and distributes them throughout the domestic market, while also earning a large profit from exports. Gorgon seeds are increasingly exported in large quantities to Southeast Asian countries, the United States, and Europe, where they are marketed as a healthy snack and ingredient in a variety of dishes. According to many studies, Gorgon seeds are a suitable ingredient for a plant-based diet and are gluten-free, making them popular in Western markets, partly due to the strong trend of veganism in this region. The export of Gorgon seeds also contributes significantly to China's economy, not only increasing farmers' income, but also contributing to the country's overall economy. According to research, what nutrients do Gorgon seeds contain that make the Chinese so fond of them? Gorgon seeds are increasingly exported in large quantities to Southeast Asian countries, the United States, and Europe, where they are marketed as a healthy snack and ingredient in a variety of dishes. According to many studies, Gorgon seeds are a suitable ingredient for a plant-based diet and are gluten-free, making them popular in Western markets, partly due to the strong trend of veganism in this region. The export of Gorgon seeds also contributes significantly to China's economy, not only increasing farmers' income, but also contributing to the country's overall economy. According to research, what nutrients do Gorgon seeds contain that make the Chinese so fond of them? Gorgon seeds are prized for their high protein, carbohydrate, and mineral content. They are rich in amino acids, calcium, phosphorus, and iron, making them a highly nutritious food source. In traditional medicine, Gorgon seeds are used for their benefits in supporting kidney function, digestive health, and providing energy. They are believed to have properties that help the body manage stress and improve recovery ability. Therefore, the Chinese often use Gorgon seeds in food processing for people with weak bodies or to nourish the elderly, children, and pregnant women.